we're super stuffed today. We had to bring in somebody else because the NBA couldn't let the NFL have it. So we brought in our NBA expert host of the initial NBA podcast, CJ.
What up?
So a Woj bomb dropped during the NFL season. The fabled Dame Lillard got traded, not to the Miami Heat, but to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep. I don't think anyone saw that coming, honestly. We've been hearing Miami all summer, and then it seems like last week before the trade, we heard is Toronto, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, he's on Milwaukee now.
Well, I mean, for a while, like, wasn't the word that he would basically refuse anywhere but Miami?
Yeah.
It's like, when I heard this, I was like, wait, he's accepting a trade somewhere besides? It's kind of crazy.
It is, and it's funny because there's been like reporting over the last like 24 hours or so where apparently he only wanted to go to Miami, and Portland said basically no, and then he's like, okay, then can I come back? Portland said no. So he expanded his list of teams out to Brooklyn and Milwaukee were, I guess, the two teams he added to his list.
Yep.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, and I mean, like, this was such a stupid thought, but like, I honestly thought it was going to end up being like Utah because they own all those draft picks and because he played for Weaver State in college. And so I thought maybe there'd be something there where he was like, yeah, I guess I'd be willing to go back to Utah. Utah was kind of cool to me or something, but no, he I think is at this point in his career, he's trying to get a ring before he has to hang up his basketball shoes.
Well, I know he made mention, I think earlier in the summer or last year, we talked about wanting to play with Giannis at some point.
Yeah, that's
come
out
it's
too.
a good pairing too. So I think Milwaukee kind of becomes a scary team in the East. I wouldn't necessarily say team to beat, but like there wasn't really a specific team going. Like last year, Miami won the Eastern Conference, but it wasn't like they were the team. It was
they got in.
Jimmy Butler does so well in the playoffs that like. Anyways, it's just a whole thing, and so this now gives them like a team that's like, that's the team you need to be better than.
Yeah, I think it definitely vaults Milwaukee up to I think the same playing field as Boston. I think that was probably the other team that before this trade was probably the team to beat. But I think that at this point now, I think it's a 2-horse race between Boston and Milwaukee. I mean, obviously injuries and stuff can always change things, but yeah.
I honestly feel like if it came, as long as there wasn't any significant injuries, I feel like if it came down to a series between Boston and Milwaukee, I'd be hard pressed to give much in the way of leeway to Boston, because Boston was healthy last year and still couldn't take on, like, didn't they struggle to take down who was it that they played the second round?
Yeah, they played Philadelphia, and they won it.
They struggled against a not great Philadelphia team, and then
they lost to the Heat,
and then they lost to the Heat, and so it's like, I honestly, if Giannis and Dame are healthy going into the playoffs, I see them torching right through the playoffs. But
agreed. And though I will say
the
playoffs
Boston is a land where anything can happen, but
it's true.
You saw it.
And I will say with Boston though, assuming they're healthy, they did upgrade, I think, with Kristaps Porzingis. So I mean, they are a little bit better than they were last year, but the injury thing for them is going to be a real question, just because
I'm still wondering with Kristaps Porzingis if that's going to be much of an upgrade. Like early in his career when he was first drafted, everybody was like, wow, look at Phil Jackson, the great drafter, blah, 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 blah. And then it was like, he kind of fizzled out a bit, went to, Dallas for a few years. And it's like, he's been good. He's figured to be a solid player, but he's definitely not, like, it seemed early on like, oh my gosh, this guy should have been the top pick of that draft class, and now it's like, okay, well, maybe not that, but he's still
a good player. He was really good.
He still adds to Boston, but I just wonder if he adds enough based on what Boston lost to get him. So it's like,
and that's totally fair. But yeah, Milwaukee. I mean that duo of Dame and Giannis is going to be nuts, especially like offensively is going to be crazy. Though defensively, they took a step back for sure.
I mean, the real loser here is the Miami, since they've struck out on, I think I saw on one of those Sports Center things where it's like they've, in the last like 15 months, they've lost out on like 5 or 6 stars that alleged they were yeah, I mean, they were linked to.
Yeah, it seems like pretty much every star recently has been linked to Miami in some way, right?
Yeah, let me see.
But I mean, it does bring up
like
the
every
question,
star has been linked to like Miami and the Lakers.
Yeah, those are the two.
It's almost like Miami and the Lakers are the bargaining.
Yeah, so yeah, in the last 15 months, 4 superstars reportedly had the Heat on their short list of preferred teams going. So it was Kevin Durant twice, Dame Lillard, Devian Mitchell, and Bradley Beal all had the young shortlist, and they have none of them. Now, I think it's because they value Tyler, and I told you and I were talking CJ, and I even said I'm like, I think they value CJ, or they value Tyler Hero so much they weren't willing to give him up. And I know the reports later on were like, oh, they were willing to give him up. And I'm like, I really don't buy it. I think now they're saying that because now Pat Riley's backed into a corner where it's like, they have to say, oh, no, we were willing to give up Hero for Dame, just not for Bradley Beal.
Right.
Or Kevin Durant.
Or Kevin Durant. And honestly, you know, at least with the Dame thing, it wouldn't surprise me if Hero was on the table. But, I mean, when you look at what Portland ended up getting versus what Miami even could have offered, like, the Miami offer was garbage in comparison.
No, I agree.
You know, like, Hero's a good player,
he's
but
not.
He's
but
not
he's that's the thing. I don't look
Aiden,
at.
I think has that potential.
Yeah, I don't look at Hero as like an all-star caliber player, like consistent all-star caliber player. I don't, and that's really what I want to say. You know, Portland wanted is they wanted someone who had that. Hey, he's going to be an all-star every year. And yeah, Ayton compared to Hero, yeah, Ayton's the better player despite what, you know, others what others might say is I think it reminds me a little bit of like the Knicks Chris Paul trade where it was that package was collectively better for New Orleans since it gave them like in that Knicks deal was like Luis Scola, Lamar Odom. I think Powell ended up in Houston or something. Like it's one of those things where, like it was the better, like it's gonna give them more now. It might not give them more later, which you can deal with later. But you have something to build from. Like, cool, you have Tyler. You'll have if they did take that Miami Heat deal, it's like okay, cool. We have Tyler here who can shoot and Scoot Henderson who can also shoot.
Right.
Oh, and we have mind you. We're in a division with, you know, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And with, you know, the Trailblazers, what they got, I mean, it's not just Ayton. They also got Jure Holiday.
Who they could flip and
definitely going to flip for, like,
probably to Miami at this point.
And that's the thing is, I think Miami's probably one of the most realistic landing spots. So they may still end up with their Tyler Hero, but also end up with Ayton as that's what makes that interesting is like hilariously somebody was saying that I listened to is like, what are you gonna flip Jure Holiday for like Paul George or something? I'm like, you know what, that doesn't sound as crazy as you think. That doesn't sound Jure Holiday honestly, is awesome, man. Like he's awesome. I love watching that guy.
Like Jure Holiday, like it honestly, if I were to hear like, oh, Paul George to Portland for Jure Holiday and the Clippers just throw like a Clippers second round pick, that wouldn't really blow my mind as much as like they think it's outlandish. It's like it sort of seems like the Clippers kind of, I don't want to say want to go in that direction, but it wouldn't really shock me if they punted on Paul George.
By the way, Spects, just so you know, I don't know if it's just your mic or something, but you do pronounce the J in Drew. It's Jure Holiday, not Jure Holiday.
Listen, I'm just stupid.
Jure Holiday.
Drew.
It's not Rue.
Or Drew.
No, I mean,
Drew.
Like, to be fair, as
Drew.
traditional, in traditional American English, you would think that J might be silent, but
I went to public school. I don't know what you want from me.
You act like, well, I did go to private school for college.
So did I, but technically you went to the dumber public school in our area, so what does that say about me?
Wait, like high school wise?
Yeah.
I think you were in the better
I know, that's what I'm saying. I said
yeah.
I went to the smarter one, you went to the dumber one. I shouldn't be having these issues.
I mean, some of us are just born somewhat more
some of us can
intelligent
speak. It's fine.
Oh, man.
But it's fascinating how it's going to shape up, because for, you and I are all our teams are in the West. Not that the Lakers are really going to have to deal with,
Portland.
with Portland.
For us, the big thing is what happened to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think
honestly,
they got worse.
They upgraded from having DeAndre Ayton to having Yusuf Nurkic.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Because
honestly,
but that
if they can take some of the money they saved from all that Chris Paul stuff.
But what's so fascinating with that is, if you really think about it, that's something they really had to do, because I don't know if you've talked about it on your podcast, CJ, but because there's now like those kind of segmented bubbles now for it. In ours, we got the Lakers, the Clippers, the Suns, and the Nuggets. And two of the top teams that are probably going to be in there have insanely dominant big men. Ayton can't.
Yep.
Ayton got schooled, can't really handle that. Nurkic might be able to kind of hold his own, at least with, Jokic and AD. A little bit better, possibly.
I think the main... Sorry,
I don't know. No, I was going to say, Nurkic is, I don't know if he's a better defensive player than Ayton, but he is more physical. So I think in that sense, yeah, he'll probably hang a little bit better with Jokic, or Jokic and AD and whoever. The issue is he's hurt a lot.
It kind of depends on how Vogel wants to run it.
And that's true too. Yeah.
Because it's not like Vogel ran like a hyper intensive physical unit with AD and the Lakers for the most part. But I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, he also helped to make it so Dwight Howard was good again, at least for that 1 year run, which
which is all you need.
Similar with Nurkic, yeah. But they downgraded offensively, which kind of, honestly, with having KD, Booker, and Beal probably isn't that big of a deal. But
yeah, I think my thing in terms of why I feel like it was an upgrade for Phoenix is just because DeAndre was kind of toxic in terms of locker room chemistry. I hate to overuse that word.
They say that
Ayton just by all accounts seems to not.
They say
the greatest.
But I honestly wonder how much that was Monty Williams, because a lot of that,
I was gonna say,
a lot of the stuff you were hearing on that front, it wasn't necessarily from Booker or KD. It was all Monty Williams. Ayton doesn't want to be here. Ayton doesn't want to be here, and it's you're literally telling this guy he doesn't want to be here when you're not really doing anything to help. They weren't doing him any favors any games in the postseason. They were sitting the guy and saying, well, he's got a bad attitude. It's for what? Not wanting to deal with Monty Williams anymore? And it's not like Monty Williams is a bad coach, but it really did sort of seem like it was Monty Williams just trying to use Ayton as some scapegoat to save his skin. Yeah. And now both of them are gone.
No, to be fair, looking back to his days in Arizona, or not Arizona. It was, who was it that he played college? Was that Arizona?
Yeah, it was
Arizona.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, was it Arizona or Arizona State? I couldn't remember completely in my mind, but he's had his issues. I think he's always wanted to be the guy, and so when he got to Phoenix and they had Booker, it's you're not the guy, and we're not going to give you every bit of special treatment that you want. And I think when I don't know, by all accounts, he's always needed that.
I wonder if he thought that because it was the first overall pick, where he's I was the first guy taken. I I should get some sort of like treatment. I should be involved in these decisions like Booker is. And either A, never got it, or B, like I said, Monty Williams just disliked him so much that it kind of, that you sort of had, the butting of the heads for whatever reason.
I think a lot of these guys need to stop thinking they're LeBron and start thinking they're Kobe or Steph. Like one of those guys where it's like those guys worked for what they had.
Yeah, but none of them were also first round picks either. Like top picks. Like Kobe, like both of them were first round picks, but they weren't taken overall.
But that's what I'm saying. They need to stop thinking I'm LeBron and start thinking, you know what? Even though I got picked first, I'm Kobe.
You want to know what the difference is? And this is probably like a generational thing.
By the way, I'm not saying Kobe had a good attitude.
No.
We know he requested that trade. We lived through some of the poison that was Kobe in the mid 2000s.
But the difference is if you look at it, and CJ and I have had these conversations in his streams, but the thing is when you looked at Kobe, like 20,000 feet looking at Kobe's drive to be good was something that no other player will ever reach ever again. There's
like three guys maybe that have ever had that.
I don't even think LeBron can reach that level, because
Michael Jordan,
like the Jordan level, where it's like this insatiable hunger to not only be better, but to like literally be like, I want to be so good that I'm pummeling these guys into the ground. Like no one has that attitude anymore. The person who did was LeVar Ball, and look how that worked out.
Hey man, Lonzo's pretty good when he's not hurt.
LeVar would have been the greatest basketball player of all time if he wasn't.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell you this:
wasn't hurt.
No one did better marketing than LeVar Ball by literally. And mind you, that tweet or that Stephen A. who's like, where he's like, they're talking LeVar versus Michael Jordan, and I'm like, you know what? He's right. They ain't talking Kobe Michael. They talking LeVar Michael.
Yeah.
He's too big. But I don't know. The end, like we're getting closer to the NBA season. I know someone's funded on football already, so he's just looking towards it.
The Broncos lost by 50 last week. I'm done.
Hey, did you see who they play this week?
The other worst team in the NFL, yeah.
Yeah, they play the Bears, and I'm pretty sure that might be like one of the more televised games this week. And I'm like, America's gonna suffer.
I'm actually starting Justin Fields over Matthew Stafford
don't
this
worry.
week because of how bad Denver's defenses look.
That's a good call. Yeah, the Broncos defense
in our league, Bryce.
I'm expecting a full 150 yards rushing for Fields and 2 touchdowns.
So you know how
even a touchdown for 100 yards and getting like 30 fantasy points.
So you know how every fantasy league has some sort of troll in it. So I have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So one of the guys in our league was like, hey, you need a running back. I'll take Patrick Mahomes off your hands for you. And I'm like, no. And he goes, well, you know, passing touchdowns aren't worth 6 anymore. You need some running back help. And I'm like, no. So I looked last night. Yeah, passing touchdowns aren't 6 anymore in our league. They're 8.
Passing touchdowns are 8?
Are 8.
Wait, usually they're 4.
No, they're 8. We're in a because it's PPR. I had it at 6 when I was commissioner. I had it at 6. They shifted it to 8. So I'm like,
what?
Yeah, they changed some stuff around. It's
8. So our point systems are 8 for touchdown and half a point per reception. So they cut. So I had it at 1. So I had it at true PPR. So 1 point per reception.
Right.
They switched it. So they gave that extra half point to touchdowns and just they they made it more of like a big bang league for passers. So I'm like,
that's so weird.
So now knowing that, I'm like, oh, that's why you wanted, because you knew I was getting 16 when Mrs. Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
get scoring, baby.
Team, dude.
I know. I have a vital interest.
By the way, my most interesting fantasy story to date is I finally did my first vote to veto a trade because we have a guy who I'm pretty sure he either doesn't know much about football.
What, in our league?
Completely. He's no. I have 3 teams plus 2 of my wife's teams, And so
Yeah, I'm playing your
basically
wife's
have
team.
5 teams that I'm looking at.
I'm playing your wife's team, so if you want to suck this week, I'm cool with it. Oh, you are cool.
I mean, she's got a couple people injured, so it's tough to.
Yeah, I had
really
Christian.
know.
I had Christian Watson. He's been dead and only got 9 points last night. So.
But they traded for they had a trade that was what do you call it? He traded. So for whatever reason in our draft, he thought our draft I think was later or something, and he was like he didn't get there till like one of the later rounds. And for some reason I don't know how his auto draft managed to do this, but he drafted like 4 quarterbacks.
Because they're ranked higher. They're ranked higher for whatever reason. I noticed that.
And so so he has on his bench right now. So his starting quarterback right now, and I don't know why this is still a starter and why he's willing to trade this other guy.
Zach Wilson.
His starter is Dak Prescott. And then
Not
on the
bad.
bench, he has Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, and Daniel Jones.
I'd like to say I have Kirk Cousins as my backup quarterback. So
Yeah, but to Dak Prescott?
no, to Patrick Mahomes.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like yours makes sense. His doesn't. But anyways, so he ended up with a bunch of he needs like a running back, and so the guy he offered, the guy that my coworker offered him because is at my work. This is a league for people at my work. He offered him. You'll know how to say this better, CJ. Samaje Perine. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Perine? Yeah.
Samaje Perine.
Yeah, the running back for the Broncos backup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stud.
He traded him for Kirk Cousins. So the first time I've ever vetoed a trade because I was like, nah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
I mean, in his
I told him I was like, look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna veto this because we were working together at that time. Me and the guy who's trying to get Kirk Cousins. I was like, I'm gonna veto this trade, hope that it gets vetoed, and then I'm gonna try to trade for Kirk Cousins myself. But
I'll give you Kirk Cousins. Don't worry.
I've got Brock Purdy, and he's
Purdy's decent. Purdy's dare I say pretty good.
I picked him up as a free agent, and I'm like, because originally what I was trying to do, and I think you saw my tweet about this. I tried to draft Aaron Rodgers to in the hope that he'd just have this amazing comeback season. And then first play, luckily I didn't start him. I had signed and started because I was too afraid because it was the Jets. I signed and started Sam Howell that week, and Sam Howell actually played okay. And then after that, I was like, okay, he's not going to keep playing okay enough. So I signed Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy's actually been decent. So,
well, I don't want to kick Bryce off, but I see the time, and someone's got to go watch BYU because they have to record.
That was my fantasy story.
Because they have to record Bryce on BYU after the game or something. So I gotta let
you guys should check out my latest episode. I put more effort into it.
I did listen to it. It sounded better. Just cut out the but that'll come. So he's gonna go split and watch that. So but I had to drag him on there. He's gone, so it'll just be me and CJ. But yeah, check out Bryce on BYU. It's up on Spotify. I'll have to link a bunch of crap underneath. But he's gonna go. So any parting words?
Go BYU, go Cougs.
Go Cougars.
All right.
And go USC tomorrow against Colorado. At this
fight
point,
on.
I just want to.
Fight on.
Look, I almost always root against USC.
He really does.
I kind of want to see now that like they're facing real teams. I kind of want to see Deion Sanders eat all his words about look, we're amazing, we're the chosen people, sort of thing. It's like no, it's like look.
We've already won this year. We won. One game last year.
They got two.
Good.
Say they won 3 games. They're partying.
Over under in Vegas was 3 wins this year.
And you already pushed.
Like,
You're good.
He's done, don't get me wrong. What he's done is amazing, but like for him to just constantly be like, ha, and then it's like you got destroyed by Oregon.
I love the bravado. I'm in for it. I'll take it.
You're also.
I mean, what's his name added some bravado. He's added some bravado and.
Dan and Ryan Day. Ryan Day wanting to kill Lou Holtz.
The interesting thing is 2 games in a row, the coach has spoken out basically kind of as an anti Deion. And 2 games in a row, his teams have shown up. Colorado State, and then
I know Lincoln Riley better go on a Big Noon Sunday tomorrow and start talking some shit, or we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Basically.
All right, you go watch some Cougar football. You can clear it. There we go. All right. Now it's just us. So now it's just
Cool.
ignore the tag underneath. I can turn that off.
Oh, I'm Bryce today. Nice.
Hey, you want to be? Just do a little bit of this.
I'm the prince.
You want to be the prince? All right. So do you want to? Where we want to take this? We can talk some video games. We can talk some more football.
I mean, I'm down for either one. I'll admit I haven't watched a whole lot of football this year. Broncos have been horrendous, and I'm pretty sure our team has quit. I'm surprised Vance Joseph still has a job. Mike McDaniel. Okay, hold on.
What?
Mike McDaniel, old Broncos ball
Gangster
boy.
ball boy.
He went to Smoky Hill High School. Where I have been near there. I've been there. He smoked his childhood team by 50. He was like, I don't want the record.
I want to point out, you know what's funnier than that? And it will. This will never not be funny to me. He won with Vic Fangio as his defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
you lost to Fangs.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Fangio's he's a good defensive coordinator. He's a horrendous head coach.
No,
though.
I know that's the funny
so
part.
Bad.
So like, it was the rare double revenge game. Vic Fangio going and Mike McDaniels.
Yes.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest with you? I have never seen a quarterback go from 0 to awful faster than Russell Wilson.
It's insane, honestly. I was so excited before last year, and then last year happened. I'm like, you know what? It's Nathaniel Hackett. We're having to count down the play clock because our
he can't look.
An idiot. And we fire him, and we like, cool. Sean Payton, Super Bowl winner. Let's go. And we're 0-3, and we lost by 50. So,
well,
I feel where we're at.
I feel bad about the stat I sent you where it was like they're 5-15 with Russell Wilson and mind you, Seattle's 500. But they have a playoff appearance. But they have a playoff appearance.
Yeah, no,
it's baffling to me.
And what's horrendous is we're in year 8. The last playoff game we win and we were in was when we won the Super Bowl. Okay, so we're in year 8 of garbage. In the 35 years before that, we had 2 losing seasons. So we went from 35 straight years of awesome football, a couple Super Bowl appearances and wins, to 8 years of garbage, and it hurts. Thank God the Nuggets and
good.
the Avalanche are really good.
So speaking of terrible, as much as I want to just pile on your Broncos,
I'm fine. I'm in for it. I
have nothing to say to that team because it's just you could possibly have the first overall pick go to New Orleans, which would make my buddy happy because then they could get Caleb Williams.
Well, the Broncos have their pick this year, so we're good.
Oh, they do. I didn't know that.
That's why I'm rooting for us to lose. We get Caleb Williams if we do. That
would be interesting because mind you, so I have a friend in Chicago, and he's like, if they get it, they'll draft Caleb and they're gonna punt on Fields. Field wasn't their guy. They'll punt on him somewhere.
I think any team that gets number 1 overall, I think there's very few exceptions, are going to punt on their starter because Caleb Williams, from all the podcasts I've listened to, he's that good.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see, if you watch the game tomorrow, I don't know if you are, but if you watch the game tomorrow, you're going to see him play. And when I said before, this guy is basically Patrick Mahomes, I'm not kidding when I say that. If you want to see, he's that level of guy. And as much as he says if it's not the right situation, I'll just come back to USC, which
it's hard not to get paid.
It's hard not to get paid, but the fascinating part is his stock could theoretically rise even more because he'd be doing against Big Ten teams. He'd be doing against Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. How much higher could his stock get if he stayed for a senior and just dominated the Big Ten?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how much. I don't know necessarily what the difference would be, but it's if Chicago doesn't get it, Like, I guess is the thing is like, I don't want to go to Arizona because Arizona sucks. Like, I don't want to be in the Cardinals organization. So it's like, are you hoping for the Bears?
Well, the thing is, like, he's so good. No matter what team he goes to, they're gonna suck, right? Like, there is no like when you're number one overall, you very rarely have that like weird scenario
where it's like the Colt. It's like the Colt, like the Colt with Andrew Luck, where it was like they had the team in place. They just needed that one piece.
Yeah, they kind of got, it sucked because Peyton Manning got hurt that year, right? So the only reason they got the number one overall pick is because of injuries.
And they could have kept, and the funny part is they could have kept Peyton and had Andrew just wait in the wings like, hey, we're going to play Peyton, but like Peyton's only got he only played only 3 years in Denver?
Like 3 years, yeah.
Like 3 years in Denver. Like, could you imagine how much better Andrew Luck would have been if he sat behind
Can
Peyton?
you imagine how... I mean, first of all, Andrew would still be playing probably because
he wouldn't.
Those first couple of years he got wrecked behind that Colts offensive line.
Because their GM was basically just dumb, and everything, like looking back on it, is everything he was like about was like he was sort of just like a meathead, where it was like we like looking back on it, because I think the second pick was Richardson. And it would have, and he traded, mind you, he traded a first round pick for Richardson, and it didn't work. But like all intentions were like, if Andrew wasn't there, he would have taken Richardson because he's like, I just wanted the big, because Andrew was the obvious pick, but he really wanted like I want the big
running back that could
big guy, where it's like big guy
depended on him.
Yeah, it's like big guy, And mind you, when we traded for Richardson, I'm like, okay, he can't be worth. Oh, it's Cleveland. That's why he sucked. That's why it's Cleveland. It's not me. It's not him. It's Cleveland.
Right. And then you see some of the videos of him,
there were some where I'm just like,
you're just like, how do you not see that, man?
I think I watched a playoff game with him, and he it was just like, I don't know what Saban told him. I don't know if it was like, get behind the big dude and just let him push. But it was like, he was just like, where do I go?
Yeah, no, it was insane. But of all the years for the Broncos to suck, this is probably the best of them, because even if we don't get number one overall, there's still Drake May?
Yeah, Drake May.
Sanders, maybe.
That might be the story. It's like if
other
Shedeur
really
Sanders, Shedeur Sanders going from Colorado to Denver.
Oh, I'd be in. I like Shedeur Sanders.
I think he's good. I honestly, Shedeur Sanders, like he's not on the par with Caleb Williams, but I see a lot of that mobility and that arm. I'm like, that's gonna play. It might be raw, but it's like stuff like that plays.
He has the arm, he has mobility, and he's really smart.
And funny,
he makes the right read. Like, his only downside is he holds onto the ball a little bit.
Yeah,
too
and
much.
funny enough,
part of that could be Colorado's play calling. Honestly,
and funny enough too, because of who his dad is. If he went to Denver in Peyton's system, he probably wouldn't have that big of an issue, because Dion and Sean know each other, where it wouldn't be like. You're not gonna have that's probably the one thing that's gonna give Shedeur like that bump in meetings, is because he knows he knows the terminology because of who his dad is, and same thing for his brother who's a corner, where it's like they know the terminology. They have this innate terminology where it's like they can probably, because of, like I said, who their dad is, they can. I wonder if Shedeur can hear audibles on the defensive side and be like, okay, they're doing this, and just instantly like course correct in his head.
100%. Yeah, and I think that's part of what, obviously he's had great success so far in Colorado, Oregon game notwithstanding. But
yeah, I mean, Oregon's so hard to play. It's so loud there.
So
like, you can't.
So good.
And Bo Nix is insane, but also too not having you don't have Hunter again. You don't have Travis Hunter again this week.
Yeah, that was the biggest downside. Is like, we were going to lose to Oregon anyway. Probably going to lose to USC, even though I did say that they're going to have the same record.
I'm just going to say
tomorrow.
this, and I stand by it. When it comes to Alex Grinch, you never know, and the Grinch will forget how to play defense. That's all.
Right.
I made that comment earlier tonight, too.
Oregon's defense is better than USC's, so I think we'll at least put some points up. But yeah, dude, Travis Hunter, that guy, losing him is huge. He's our best player. He's our first and second best player, right? He's the best player on both sides of the ball. So we lost 2 starters when he got hurt, which sucks.
Yeah. The other sad quarterback is Zach Wilson. I don't know. I know you watch Red Zone.
Why is Jameis Winston not in New York yet? This is crazy to me.
What's funny to me, and I truly I said this before I go, I'm not defending Zach Wilson's play. I'm not a BYU guy. I'm just gonna say this. We forget the list of quarterbacks the Jets have had when the best quarterback the Jets have had has been Chad Pennington.
Yeah.
Like we forget this, and it's like the guy, it's one of those bits like the kid has the arm. What's not working? Yeah. Is he stupid? I don't think he's stupid. I really don't think he has anyone around him, because you probably saw the article or the excerpt too. It's like the defense is upset that Zach Wilson hasn't been benched yet. And I read, I'm like, no offense, I don't care what my defense thinks. I truly don't care. If they want to be pissy about it, that's fine. Like, the leaders are on offense. Like, let that get out to Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb will make damn sure, like, hey, he's your guy. You're going to fight. He's our guy. And mind you, as far as I don't think Aaron Rodgers is even back yet. He's still out here in California dealing with recovering.
His experimental Achilles repair or whatever it was. Yeah.
So I wonder,
allegedly be back by January, I guess.
I wonder if Rodgers getting back will fix the attitude of the team. Like, kind of like a daddy's home sort of thing. Like where it's like, no, I trust this guy. You guys are going to trust this guy. Like, I'm going to make sure he can do everything that I can. Maybe not to my level, but I'm going to get him to a point where it's like, he's going to be competent. We just have to weather the storm, which
could be, which they have the defense to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm also
good running back. Like,
if Bryce Hall can get going, they're going to be fine. But the problem is too, it's like Buffalo had a really tough defense. Cowboys had the best defense in the league apart from playing Arizona, and New England. Bill Belichick will always make the
life hell of every young quarterback.
He's going to remove one part of your offense regardless. Like, so you have to figure out how to beat him this week. If he suffers this week, we're playing I don't even remember who they play offhand.
Yeah, who do they play? I'm looking it up now.
I know it's no one.
The Jets play Kansas City.
Oh yeah, they play Kansas City. Even that's a tougher defense, but it's not as tough. Like, hey,
no, the Kansas City, they have played tough defenses, and honestly, the week after is a get-right game against the Broncos. So,
yeah. So it's like looking at their schedule, it's like great defense and the Bills, great defense to the Cowboys. The Patriots are the Patriots. The Chiefs are good defense. Broncos suck. Eagles tough defense. Giants suck. Chargers
suck.
Brandon Staley, how Brandon Staley's not fired.
Yeah,
he's lucky he won on Sunday. Brandon Staley sucks. The Raiders suck. The Bill, like they're gonna win games. It's a matter of can they survive. Water.
Yeah, and that's all they got to do. Just because they in a playoff situation, they have the defense, they have the running game to potentially make things happen. They have at least one receiver. I don't know if there's anyone really good at receiver besides Garrett Wilson, but
I think Cobb and Lazard are decent enough pieces.
They're fine.
They're decent enough pieces. Cobb at
this point's 32?
He can play the slot, but it's one of those things here. True, it's like he plays better with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
but it's like Lazard's Lazard's not bad. Lazard can get the job done.
Mm-hmm. I still think though. The Jets need Zach Wilson has the talent. I don't know if what it is about him, but they need to make a trade for a quarterback regardless.
They got Simeon, but it's
that's true.
But I wonder.
That doesn't excite me.
See, I said this last year. It's like give Wilson to a guy like McVay or even Shanahan in Frisco, and see what happens. Because he's dealing with Brock Purdy, and I mean Brock Purdy's got the talent, but it's like. That's an Iowa quarterback, for Christ's sake.
He was the last player taken in his draft.
Yeah, he was the last player taken in the draft from Iowa.
Yeah. Iowa. Shanahan can do whatever with anybody. He's awesome.
That's another guy the Broncos lost out on. The sperm from Kai. The sperm of.
We lost out on our ball boy. We lost out on the son of our legendary coach. It's been a great run.
The sperm of your legendary coach.
Yeah.
How do you?
We just swung and missed on head coaches for the last 8 years. It's crazy. Every time there's a head coach,
it's truly
like,
baffling.
we pick the wrong one. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, John Fox wasn't bad.
Yeah, but we ended up firing him and getting Kubiak so we could win a Super Bowl.
Did he get fired? Did he resign because he had cancer? I thought he resigned because
he got fired.
Oh, he got fired.
He was before Kubiak, so like right before Peyton.
Okay.
Yeah. After Kubiak retired, we had Vance Joseph, who's now our defensive coordinator, because that was
when was Josh McDaniels?
He was back in like 2010. He was back in the Tebow days.
He still sucks.
He's so bad.
He's so bad.
Yeah.
God.
I still believe Jay Cutler we would be winning Super Bowls right now with a 36-year-old Jay Cutler if it wasn't for McDaniels.
I wrote a tweet where I'm like, damn, Tom Brady made Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick look like geniuses out here.
100%.
Oh my God. Good God almighty. He sucks. I wanted to bring up the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift stuff, but that's no fun when Bryce is sitting here. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what your opinion is. I love it. I think I love it.
I'm all in for it. Anytime first of all, the memes and the videos have been hilarious.
I love
some
it.
of these Swifties that are losing their mind. There was the Barstool Big Cat just made their bullshit podcast where they just like joke around and stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, Travis Kelce made Taylor Swift. And some, some Taylor Swift fan made like a 3-minute video just explaining how that's wrong. And I'm like, you don't understand. This podcast is satire like 90% of the time.
I love, I do.
Incredible.
I love Barstool for one thing only, as like, both of us is like wannabe content creators. I love the fact that everything for them is content. So when like one girl made like 3 videos on like not understanding football and Taylor Swift, like this is what makes Barstool great. It's the fact they can tongue in cheek this, like
all the way,
ad lib it, tongue in cheek it to the point where Jason Kelce, who understands the joke, is like, yeah, go Birds. Like understanding that this is a bit and it's the greatest bit ever because I'm like, God, like as much as like
I don't.
It's great.
I don't listen to Barstool stuff all the time, but every once in a while I listen to one and I'm like, this is just, I love this. It's just a different vibe compared to all the other sports
with like
podcasts.
PFT, like especially like the serious ones. Like I know you're a Rosillo guy, so
yeah, I'm a Rosillo guy. Yeah, 100%. But like PFT, I love his Twitter account. It's incredible.
Oh,
like,
it's perfect.
So
it's so perfect. But yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't know if your wife's a Swiftie or not.
No, she's not, but she has been seeing a lot of the videos and sending them to me, and they're hilarious.
Oh, they're great. I love it.
There was one that was a conspiracy theory of how Taylor Swift grew up in Philadelphia and is actually an Eagles fan and is actually screwing, like, plotting against Kelce.
Oh, that's great.
It's so good.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I'm in for the T Swift Travis Kelce stuff.
I love it. I mean, I have a friend, she's from Kansas City, and I sent her, like, I think she was working, so I sent her the video, and she's like, oh my God, I love it. My Facebook, quote, word for word, my Facebook feed is filled with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift stuff. And I'm like, damn, Kansas City's got something to be proud of now.
Fantastic.
Oh my God. The amount of women, the amount of wives and girlfriends who are watching Red Zone this week is going to triple.
Yeah, no, this Monday Night Football broadcast,
Sunday,
the Jets and the
Sunday
Chiefs might
Sunday
be the
Night
highest,
Football.
Oh, Sunday night, yeah, might be the highest rated football game of the year.
Yeah, and
it might surpass the Super Bowl if the Chiefs aren't in it.
It honestly might. It's like it's the fucking Jets.
Yeah, it's true.
Who suck. It's gonna be another blowout.
And people are gonna watch it because T Swift can.
T Swift, and she's there. Apparently, she's going. And they already said that NBC Universal has reached out to get one of her songs played. So like they're gonna play "Welcome to New York" as an open. Dump Carrie Underwood for a week.
Like, I know we're paying you $1 million per week, Carrie, but sorry,
hear me out.
Taylor Swift's in the building.
Oh man, so how are you feeling with Starfield? You're way ahead of me now.
Oh, it's fun. I still like it. I've been playing it little less recently because I started getting into Magic the Gathering, so I've been
Yeah, I saw that. I think yesterday. I think I saw yesterday you were playing. You were diving in. Discord had like you were playing Arena.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Starfield. I think I played for like maybe 50, 55 hours, something like that. Level
Jesus
30.
Christ.
Yeah, I've been going hard on it, but it's such a good game. I love it so much.
I haven't played it. I think my last like game like that was was Master Duel for card games.
Your last
card game that I played online was like Master Duel. I try to play Lies of P.
Oh, the new one that came out on Game Pass?
Yeah, the Souls like. Not too bad.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get that out at some point.
Yeah, it's all I've been playing. Oh no, I take that back. I've been playing Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario on my Switch.
Ooh, nice. Paper Mario's sick.
I've seen part of the new one and it looks terrible.
Oh, really?
The combat system isn't the same.
Oh, that
Like
sucks.
because I don't have it with near me. Oh, it's out there. But like on my 3DS, I got the Super Mario Dream Saga installed on it. So like the combat's similar, where it's the turn-based. This one, like for the new one, it's like you have to it's like a puzzle game. You have to line up to get attacks on. I'm like, I ain't doing this crap.
You're like, this is too much.
I'm like, give me that remake of Paper Mario 1000 Doors or something. Like I ain't not doing this crap. No, I haven't played any Starfield MLBs. They drop content like every week, so I have to like at least attempt to get it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I've basically like I was playing Diablo a lot. I was playing World of Warcraft a lot, but yeah, I've kind of hard pivoted into Starfield, and I would imagine I'll probably switch to playing more Magic now, at least until something new comes out. I was one of these weekends. I got to go to find a card shop and do some Friday Night Magic.
I got hot chocolate.
Nice, that's awesome.
But apparently, Friday Night Magic's a special thing. I used to do Dungeons and D&D on Friday night sometimes, and we get invaded by these Magic players.
Yeah, that was me in high school and part of college. I don't play a lot of Magic.
I didn't play any Magic. I'm just like, wow, I know I'm a nerd,
but holy shit.
Yeah, I think my thought at one point was like, you know what? It's very rarely that I'm in a room when I'm like, damn, very rarely am I in a room like, damn, I thought I was bad with women. It's rare to be like the king amongst the idiots at some point with these people.
They're all cool, man.
No, they're cool because some of them would like come over and be like our D&D guys like, oh, like me, like I make busted, like I broke the first game of D&D I ever played, but now I just make joke characters.
Yeah, nice.
So it's like you get some people who are like, oh yeah, oh, you're doing that thing, huh? And I go, yeah, be wizard. What of it? That's right. I made a barbarian, dumber than bricks.
Nice.
Essentially, the Hulk.
It's funny getting back into Magic. It's been so long that I don't know the game anymore. Like there's new game modes that like the most popular game mode, Commander.
Oh yeah, Commander's been around forever, hasn't it?
Yeah. When I played last, it wasn't a thing. That's how long it's been since I've played Magic.
I haven't played Magic. I haven't played Magic in like 6 years, and I knew Commander was a thing.
Yeah,
like Commander.
I looked up when it came out. It started in like 2012, 2013 ish. It's like last time I played Magic was like 2011.
Yeah, because because for a while it was like if you didn't want to jump into Standard, they were just like just play Commander because Commander's
and that's like the predominant game mode now.
It's like just stick with Commander because Standard's a joke, basically. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And I'm like, back in my day, all we had was Standard and Two-Headed Giant. Like,
I got Planeswalkers out the wazoo for Commander.
It's funny. It's like I remember, like my first year playing was when the Planeswalkers were introduced, and now there's like a million of them. Yep. And I'm like, there were only like 5 of these back in the day. And they were rare. What's happening here?
Now they were like in a box of cereal.
Right.
Oh God.
So, that's been fun to get into. I try not to spend too much money on cards.
That's gonna change if you're playing Magic. So you're gonna have box opening, pack opening streams.
I did tell my wife that at one point I am gonna buy a booster box, and that is my plan.
Good luck. You're gonna have a rough go of it.
Oh, it'll be fun.
You're just gonna be hating life. So many comments.
There'll be a lot of them. Yeah.
I don't have it. I think it's somewhere, but I bought like one of those like standard boxes, or it's like like a bunch of packs, and I used to buy decks and play. I was the asshole who would run flying and reach decks.
Ooh, nice.
I was an asshole.
I was I would play a blue control deck. So
you're a special kind of asshole.
Yeah, I was My deck I built the other day, like yesterday, is a black blue control. And I tried to stay away from some of the control cards because I know that that's just a dick move nowadays. So
yeah, to be fair, you're like 30. If you want to, but if you want to sit on these stupid college punks, I mean, I'll go all for it. Show them what it's like to suffer.
Yeah, have fun not playing any spells.
You want to do that? Yeah, shove off the loser.
Let's go.
Shut up. Get out of here, loser.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I had a whole like treasure trove of stuff, but it all went away. Apparently there's going to be an actors strike with video games, apparently.
Oh, is there?
Did you see that? It sort of slid under the radar for news, but yeah, SAG now that they're kind of SAG, for voice acting and stuff. There was a 98% like strike order. So Hollywood actors vote to strike against video game makers in ongoing labor dispute, which I've heard. So I've heard, Screen Actors Guild of America Federation of Radio and Television announced the move late Monday, saying that 98% of its members voted to go on strike against video game companies if ongoing negotiations are not successful. This announcement came ahead of talks planned on Tuesday. Acting in video games can include variety of rules, from voice performances, motion capture work, as well as stunts. Video game actors went on strike in 2016 in a work stoppage that lasted a year. Now, I don't remember that happening.
I don't either, because obviously I didn't hear about that. But yeah, interesting, because I had heard about the film in like TV, I remember ending.
Yeah, but I've heard stuff that like the work conditions for a lot of these actors who do voice, especially voice actors, are horrendous. I'm only saying, I say this jokingly, horrendous for them, but I've heard like for a while in podcasts, but I forget. See, because it's one of those bits where it's like they weren't like that long ago, but they seem to be around this era where it was like they were underpaid and they would be in the booth for like 12, 13 hours straight just reading lines. I think that was pre 2016. I think now they're getting paid and they have like 8-hour loads. Some of the stuff's coming back. So I think I heard it on Critical's podcast actually. Like I think it's coming back to the
like labor laws and limits and stuff.
I don't necessarily think it's labor laws and limits. A lot of it now is because they're in California. Like California's so goddamn expensive that for them it's more like they want the bump in pay for a lot of this stuff. I mean, they deserve it because like the game's a booming industry.
Yeah, they make so much freaking money. It's ridiculous.
Especially like, what was it? Like going back to Starfield. Starfield had 6 million downloads just from. Yeah,
Starfield made a stupid amount of money.
In that, like, I don't know how much I don't know what the percentage they get from Game Passes, but I'm sure they have a deal where it's like Game Pass downloads too, where they have to get a cut of something.
At least with Starfield, that's Xbox owned. So I mean, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of weird stuff happening in gaming over the next year, because if you combine that, which I didn't know about, and then you also add in the Unity engine stuff.
Yeah, the Unity engine stuff really like that's horrible. That's absurd. And then
you're going to essentially just shutter like indie studios, and like a bunch of games coming out are just not going to come out. Well, now it's we're not going to pay the fee.
But what's even funnier though is thinking about this. Remember how Microsoft for the longest time was just buying up smaller studios, and everyone's like, well, why are they buying up smaller studios? it's almost like this is sort of why Microsoft might have been doing what it was doing, because those smaller indie studios, like all they get, I think when they were bought out, from what I think the leak emails kind of skewed it in a different light that people weren't thinking. They weren't getting bought out to make games. They were getting bought out so these guys could use the Microsoft basically like suite essentially to make their stuff. Right. Was they got that jump while still being indie, because in that email, if I recall, they what's his face, I would say Todd Howard. It's not Todd Howard. Phil Spencer made the comment, like in an email, one of the emails leaked, that he won't close the studio if they just have bad P&L. He'd rather keep them open than close them. So at least in terms of that, it sort of seems like, as much as Xbox is like, pissing off people, where it's like they're buying up all these indie studios and all this stuff, but it's like they're kind of keeping them alive, to be honest with you. If they're getting taken,
some of them, yeah.
It's like they're getting taken down by Unity. I mean, Epic laid off a bunch of people, and allegedly they laid off a bunch of the Fall Guys team. And that game was like took storm over the last few years. It's fallen off a little bit.
That one didn't seem like it was as horrific as it sounds, right? Because they had laid off like 17% of the workforce.
It says they laid off 16% of their workforce. I don't.
Yeah,
it's only 830 jobs. That doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you would think it'd be a little bigger, but at least for that one, at least it sounds like it was Epic literally saying, "Hey, we overextended and screwed up." It wasn't like, "Hey, we're just gonna lay off these guys because like we want to make more money." Like it seemed like it was a little bit more like, "Hey, we made a bad business decision with this hiring boom a year ago, and we need to kind of course correct."
It looks
unlike other companies that have kind of just.
It looks like it kind of looks like they said the company would continue to invest in this games. We aren't cutting any core businesses. We are continuing to invest in games with Fortnite, Rocket League, and Fall Guys.
Yeah. And with that one, I think they gave everyone 6 months severance plus full paid benefits. So I think they accelerated their 401k match and stuff. So honestly, the laid off employees got a really good deal. 6 months paid plus benefits plus your future 401k match and stuff, fully vested stuff. That's actually most companies don't do that when they lay you off.
Yeah, so it's sort of funny.
I kind of applaud Epic a little bit.
No, because at least for them, at least for them too. I'm reading this off. Laid off 870 workers, employees today across multiple departments. Those laid off will receive 6 months severance. 6 months severance. Yeah, it looks like they at least got 6 months severance, which is, I mean,
I'll take that.
I know that's most of them will give you the end of the month, or at least 30, 60 days.
Chill for a couple months and then a couple more months to find a job. That's not a bad deal. It sucks, but
But we also, but the whole thing is too, losing your job sucks. I mean, I've been on the back end. I've been on the back end of it, but it's we don't know if they weren't core guys. They were more than likely they were social media, the social media team guys who. Yeah. Social media guys, probably a couple of the social media man, probably a lot of social media guys, game managers and stuff, that it's hey, we think you're great, but we can't. We overshot ourselves. We overshot ourselves a little bit, and more than likely, if it was on that good of terms, they're more than willing to be hey, we'll let her recommend you. We'll do whatever we need to kind of get you going.
Yeah, and that's what I heard what they were doing too, is trying to help. And honestly, layoffs suck, but sometimes they're gonna happen for the business
not for
to survive.
Yeah, it's not even
necessary. Screw up. They shouldn't do that, but
it says Epic made efforts to cut operating costs, but still fell short of financial stability.
Yeah,
but that was part. But I mean, a lot of it too was the writing on the wall was. The right on the wall was technology was going to get slammed in the third and fourth quarters of this year, and we are in the fourth quarter this year, and they are getting hit hard.
Right, yeah,
they're getting hit hard.
A lot of it's just because there's been that hiring boom, and now everyone's crap, we did too much, and now they have to course correct, and then
Bidenomics
cycle next year.
Yeah, as much as I joke around, it's like Bidenomics baby in action. Here we go.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, hopefully it levels off at least next year. Yeah. Hopefully with an election, it'll course correct it'll course correct a little bit. I don't know, but it's rough. It's like video games get hit with like, a writer strike, but I don't foresee that necessarily happening. But also,
I guess we'll see what happens.
But also with development, I don't necessarily, because that would only affect AAA titles, and I can't think of any big AAA titles that are releasing.
Fable.
Well, I should say releasing that haven't necessarily been in production, where it's like they're at a point where that wouldn't matter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I guess we'll see.
Because that's really what has to come down to, right? Is like it only hurts if your game's isn't past that phase or whatever it is, where it's like you need the lines you need, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like
100%.
Like Borderlands 4 when that game's never coming out.
Eventually.
Did you hear that?
6.
Did you hear Gearbox is allegedly up for sale?
I did.
And I laughed my ass off.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hate Randy Pitchford. The funniest thing about Randy Pitchford is how big of an asshole that guy actually is, and everyone thinks he's like so cool. I'm like, no, he's a fucking asshole. He literally slapped the actor who played Claptrap in the face so hard that he went to the freaking Team 4-Star universe and played a robot in the Cooler movie.
Did he really?
Yeah, I was watching their commentaries because I love to. Have you seen Team 4-Star, right?
No.
It's Dragon Ball Z abridged, and one of my favorite voice actors on there is a guy named Takahata. Like, I love him. He does the Ghost Nap, like the Nap. You've seen clips with like Ghost Nap and all them, right, but I love his voice. So I've been watching their commentaries, and I'm like half listening because like I'll listen to their commentaries like I'm grinding the show or playing a game. And I hear that, like, the Claptrap voice if you play Borderlands, like, you just know it. I stop and I go, that's fucking Claptrap. So I rewind and like, did they mention it? And at one, it goes silent, and one of the guys goes there and was like, oh yeah, by the way, that voice here, yeah, it's who you think it is. I'm like, holy shit, they got Claptrap. He got slapped so hard, he got thrown into the Dragon Ball universe. And he's literally just playing like Claptrap. He's just like, welcome. like if I could, I'll send you the clip. It's legitimately the funniest. It's hilarious. So it's just like, minion. Like, it's just like, oh, it's Claptrap.
It is nice.
Borderlands, you stupid game.
Borderlands.
They're bringing.
You want to hear a sad thing?
What?
That the KOTOR remake, they've scrubbed all of the trailers and mentions of it existing.
I'm not surprised. It's
that makes
sad.
Me so sad.
It's sad.
I was so excited. That's one of my favorite games ever. I wanted the remake.
You wanted the remake. You're gonna get Oblivion remake soon. Allegedly.
Oblivion and what, Fallout 3, right? They're gonna redo Fallout 3 too.
Don't worry, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same engine that they made Fallout 3 and Oblivion in.
I'm in. Give me some quality of life updates in Fallout 3, like maybe ADSing, and we're
there's gonna. You know what those quality of life updates are gonna be? The same quality of life updates you got in Starfield. You thought your inventory management was bad in Fallout. You haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, no, this Starfield. Yeah, I had to download a mod like my second day to get a better inventory management because it was horrendous.
Just wait until I'm wondering because it's gonna get full mods. I think it's gonna get full mod support by the end of the year. So that game's gonna be endless.
It will. It'll be crazy. Even like the stuff they've created already, like it's a little more of a pain to install, but like
once it get, like I said, wait till it gets full mod support at the end of the year.
So good.
You thought Skyrim was never ending.
Oh yeah, no, this
it's gonna be worse because they can add planets if they really wanted to.
The thing is, like, the whole idea behind it is you could literally go on forever and it still fit within the world if you wanted it to.
Because literally, you could theoretically have like you could go to Skyrim.
Yeah, have a planet be like Skyrim. You can have it so one planet is the entire world of
Skyrim. Yeah,
Tamriel.
Yeah, Tamriel. Yeah,
is the planet.
Yeah.
Or continent or whatever. Yeah, I'm in. do some exploring in Black Marsh, Morrowind. Oh my god,
dude! You mean you can go out and you can get some Daedric weapons?
Yeah, dude, some dragon shouts. Yeah.
No,
I'm
you know, you're that would be the bit of like someone put the whole Skyrim game so you land and your character just becomes the Dragonborn. And it's like it goes by, goes like, you're woken.
Wake up in the wagon.
It's it's that scene where it's like, you're finally awake.
Yeah,
they just put Skyrim.
And that's the thing. When you think about it, you could put any game universe in Starfield as its own planet.
Yeah, you could have a
Pokemon,
Fallout.
dude. You do Pokemon.
You want to shoot Pikachu?
You don't have to shoot, but you can mod it, right? So
you could realistically, I guess.
I'm in. I'm so in.
Starfield's. I'm gonna ask you. So, I mean, you were a PlayStation kid growing up, right?
I was, yeah.
Did you ever play Digimon World? The Digimon World games?
Digimon World 4, hell yeah.
Oh, not 4.
That was one of my favorites.
I watched a video today. I watched videos on both 1 and 2. The Digimon World. And apparently Digimon World 2 is a special kind of hell.
Is it really?
The guy played it. If you find him, his name is Wayne is Boss. His video was like 2 hours long, and it literally and it broke him. It broke this. He hit 99 hours on it. He said the videos. He put the calculations, as you could tell, this man's soul getting broken. He put the how long it took. It took him to the videos he recorded took up to almost 3 terabytes of data. Like,
jeez.
Because apparently. So I played the handheld games and I play the handheld, which was like a very like dumbed down version of Digimon World. But I know like in Digimon Worlds, you have to like basically like your Digimon your Digimon dies and it refreshes in cycles, I guess. Yeah. In 2, they had to you had to DNA Digivolve them because they'd level cap them and had to do that cycle over and over again. And he said it just got tedious.
That sucks.
I'm like, yeah, sounds about right.
Man, Digimon World 4 was the best though. Like that was one of the games that me and my friends would use the little 4 controller splitter that the PlayStation had.
Oh, I remember that thing.
And I just Agumon with guns, and you're just like,
oh, that's right. That was the one with the weapons. That's
here?
right.
Yeah, it had weapons, and you're just like, this is sword. Madness. I'm in.
It had a sword. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
I have the Cyber Sleuth games. I bought them during the pandemic or right before the pandemic. I bought them both.
Sleuth. What game was that?
It was Digimon. It was like they made Persona Digimon for the PlayStation.
I didn't know they made this.
Yeah, the voices.
Yeah, I never really played many Digimon games outside.
All the voices,
and there was like a fighting game too.
Yeah, Rumble. All the voices are in Japanese.
Yeah, that one.
All the voices are in Japanese. So for me, it's like it's just funny because it's like, oh, it's an anime. That I have both Cyber Sleuths. I think I had one on my Vita. Yeah, I still have a PS Vita, by the way.
Nice.
I think I had one of those. I think I had on one of them. But yeah, I have both Cyber Sleuths for my PlayStation 4, and I haven't played them. Mainly because I'm like, I could stream it, and it's like, this category doesn't
non-existent. Yeah.
Let's see. Here, let's see.
I've done that where I'm like, I want to play this on stream, and then it's like, there's one viewer. So I
made the joke whenever I play pre-sequel on stream. I will always make there's people playing it. There's like 5 people playing it. But I made the joke whenever I play whenever I played pre-sequel. I think all my stream tiles were like #1 Borderlands pre-sequel streamer in the world. And it'd be like me against some other guy.
And you're like, haha, I win. I'm the top of this category now.
Something like that. It was so stupid. Where is it? Oh, now there's people playing this game. There's like 3 rows, but yeah, like I was like #1 with like 5 viewers. I'm like, this is so dumb.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought about playing Mega Man Battle Network on stream before Starfield came out, and I'm like,
no one was playing that? No way.
There's only 4 people, and well, first of all, they have it split out between each individual game, which is a really stupid way to split it out.
Oh, is that why it's like Battle Network 2 and stuff?
Yeah, on Twitch, yeah. Oh, 2 has 30 viewers. Pog.
The original has 4.
4, yeah.
Is that how many? Network 4 Blue Moon has 4 viewers. All one guy, and he's Japanese.
Was the the best one when I was a kid. That was my
Oh,
favorite
was
one.
it? Yeah. Someone was just watching was just watching the TV show. If you ever want to have a fun time, go into the just chatting category and just scroll for out. You could keep scrolling. They play like full seasons of just sitcoms in there, or they did. I don't know if they still do.
It's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, there are people that try that. I don't know.
Yeah, like XQC.
I mean, there is that AI sitcom, right? Like,
yeah, it got banned.
Did it get banned? That sucks.
That Seinfeld Forever thing.
I mean, honestly, it probably accidentally like said something racist or something.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
That makes sense.
Because
there's too many idiots on the internet for it to not.
Yeah, because of what it was pulling. It pulled like some racist stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember what. I think ironically it was like Hitler stuff, which is, ironic because
that's cool.
Because
nice.
Jerry Seinfeld's Jewish.
And this is why ChatGPT, while incredible, like it's wrong a lot because there's too much stupid information on the internet.
I use ChatGPT to help me write a cover letter.
Nice. Yeah, I use it. I tell it to code for me all the time, and then I
need it to code for.
It gives me like a good start, and then I correct the shit that's wrong, and I've saved like 3/4 of the time I need that it would usually take.
I think I'm gonna have to because I've wanted this for basically since I started streaming, and I've asked people, and no one's really given me an answer. I want to have like a bottom line, like SportsCenter's bottom line. Ooh, not with chat.
Like a ticker.
Yeah, I want a ticker. Kind of like the Pat, the Pat McAfee one, where I could just put like my stuff on. Like that's like my info bar on the bottom, on the bottom of my screen. Because I have one for chat that's like that, but I'm like, it doesn't really work when it's not moving, and it's like I'd rather have one where it's like all the social information, like YouTube videos and just stupid crap.
I used to have one. It wasn't like a ticker on the bottom, but I did have one that was like a rotating.
Yeah, I had that too, like that. It was it was the one that Heller made, and I'm like, but it's like,
yeah, that's the one.
I'm like, I wonder if I'm like, there has to be a way where I could just code my. I'm like, could ChatGPT do it?
That one, like, that might be something you might be able to do in something like DaVinci Resolve. Because you could do it where the assets make it a video where it moves.
That's true. I just loop it.
Yep.
I might be.
Because I think that's where the Heller one.
You might be onto something. You might be onto something with that one. So before we wrap up, because Bryce isn't here, we usually do some NFL pick'ems to end the podcast. I have a wheel, so I have a wheel and everything. It's totally random. We go by point spread. I usually default to ESPN. If you want to default to DraftKings or FanDuel's, I'm totally cool with it. I don't know if you have a preference.
No, I'm cool with whatever. I actually have ESPN's schedule up. They have the lines.
Okay, cool.
Already,
we'll just do. Okay, cool. We can just do ESPN. Let me switch over. Cool. I have this nice little wheel here.
Okay.
All right. So it's totally random. The way this goes is you get 2 games, and then the tiebreaker is Monday night. So we'll each pick the Monday night game, which I don't know who it is offhand.
That's a good question. It's Seahawks Giants.
Okay, so you are the guest. You will go first. Let's see what you got. Your first team is the Cleveland Browns. I don't know who they're. I should pull this up.
They're playing the Ravens. The line is at Cleveland -2.
All right. So who you taking?
Oh, I'm taking the Ravens.
So Ravens plus 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shorthand it. That's stupid of me. All right. So,
yeah, that's actually crazy to me. I think Cleveland's got a really good defense, but I guess they're at home, but still.
They're at home, but I think if I recall,
I think the Ravens win.
If I recall, Deshaun Watson was questionable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually interesting. They still have it at -2 with Deshaun Watson questionable.
They probably haven't updated the line.
Could be.
All right. My first team. I mean, you can see this, right?
Yeah,
barely.
I can see it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Chargers.
San Diego
they're
Superchargers.
I forget who they're playing, but I'm not taking them more than likely.
Ooh, the Raiders. Chargers -5.
So Raiders. So wait, Raiders with probably without Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm I'm just gonna. I'll take the Chargers -5. What was it? 5.5. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
It was 5. Yeah, it was just 5.
Oh, -5.
Yeah, -5.
Okay. That goes against everything I stand for, and everything I do.
It's the Raiders, though.
But the whole thing is,
it.
It's one of those bits though, where usually if it's a big point spread, I'm usually like, just take the points. Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Oh,
that's
the Monday night game.
All right, we'll respin for you.
Respin. Okay, cool.
Yeah. The Steelers.
Ooh, Texans. It is the Steelers at -2.5 is the line. I'll take the Texans. They're at home. The Texans won last week. I don't like the Steelers.
Okay,
Taking the Texans.
All right. All right. My second team is the New Orleans Saints. Oh no.
All right. New Orleans against the Bucks -3. New Orleans is -3.
I'll take the. That's rough.
Is Derek Carr going to play?
That's the question.
That's the question.
Did Derek Carr practice? Well, then it's Jameis. But then it's Jameis Winston. It's like Jameis Winston's that bad.
I know, but at that point you're playing roulette like this wheel here. You know,
God. See, but it's like
5 touchdowns for 5 picks also.
But it's like Jameis Winston, Baker Mayfield. I like Baker. Oh, I like Baker Mayfield.
Are surprisingly good.
You know what?
It's a tough one.
Tampa Bay's the underdog, right?
Yeah, they're the underdog.
I'll take Tampa in the points.
It's in New Orleans, yeah.
I'll take Tampa plus 3.5.
Okay.
All right, so for Monday night, we got Seahawks, Giants. I don't know what the line is you have it in front of you. So who you want?
It's Seattle's favored -1.5. It's in New York, though.
I think are the Giants winless still?
No, they're 1-2. They won last week after having a horrendous first half again.
Oh, that's right.
So I guess this one's like.
So basically, who's gonna win?
I think Giants at home. I'll take the Giants.
I think I agree with you on that one, because I think Metcalf. I don't know necessarily how Metcalf. I know Metcalf played last week, but the Seahawks.
The injuries look like.
But the Seahawks just Barkley. I know Barkley is apparently coming back, but I know like the Seahawks haven't exactly been great this year either.
No, they're 2-1. They have to fly across to the East Coast. That's always a thing.
That sucks. I've done that.
It's a real thing, but yeah.
No, it's I've flown from California to Chicago. It wasn't too bad, but it was rough. Like it's rough coming. It's rough.
Yeah, and Seattle would go even farther. So
yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, that's.
It's not like Denver.
Assuming the Giants don't get blown out in the first half like they have for 3 weeks basically. So
yeah, it's not like Denver. It's not like going from like Denver to like Chicago, where it's like 1 hour from me. It's 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Mind you, I had this conversation with somebody where it's like, man, because can't like Midwest, like the Eastern Seaboard. It's like, oh, it's only an hour for like CST, and I'm like, that's 3 hours for me.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. And I had that. I remember I had this conversation when I was flying back with the guy at a bar at a CPK in Dallas. It was like, where's the best time zone to watch sports in? He was like, Central Time Zone's not too bad. I'm like, yeah, but the Pacific, first game's at 10, second game's at 1, third game's at 5. All three end before 9 usually.
Yeah. No, 100%. What Pacific time? Best time to watch sports because of that.
Pacific or Mountain? I think Mountain's not too bad because Mountain, you guys are 11, 2, and 6, which isn't horrible.
It could be worse. Like I used to live on the East Coast, and it was 1, 4, and 8 or whatever.
Yeah, I've said this before, and I stand by it. If If they want to for East Coast games, I know people are like, man, we cater to the West Coast a lot. I'm like, you don't have to. If you want to start your game at 4:30, like for the finals at 4:30, go for it.
I don't understand why the NFL doesn't just do a March Madness every weekend. Start a game at 8 a.m. Like start a game every hour.
That'd be great.
That would be incredible.
It'd be rough though for like red zone and stuff, which like I think everyone loves.
Well, that's true though. You would only have probably at most 3 games at any one time, so that sucks. But
I like without if I'll give you if red zone didn't exist. I would say like like red zone didn't exist and we were back like when we were kids. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Where there was really no way for us to watch any other game that wasn't just in our area.
Then I push for the NBA to adopt this on Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, remind me. I might have made your day with the NBA.
Oh, really?
Really? If you have an Apple TV.
I do not.
Oh, well, I'll tell you anyway. All right. Well, CJ, anything coming up on your podcast tomorrow?
Yeah. So,
question mark?
No, next episode will be October 10th or October 7th. I've been releasing them every 3 weeks at this point. But once the season starts up, it'll be a little more frequent. So next episode dropping next Saturday on the 7th. Talk about award predictions and Dame Lillard trade stuff. So
and why the Lakers will win the title.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Just saying. All right. Well, CJ gets to guest co-host. We'll have him on more during the basketball season. Probably once basketball kicks off, we'll have him on. Check out his podcast, the initial NBA podcast.
Initial NBA show. Yep.
Initial NBA show. There you go. Check it out on Spotify, Google, anywhere you get your podcast.
Apple, all the places. Yep.
All right. All that being said, we'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.